Hello, my beautiful people. Hello and welcome. I am EBINOTTI if you are new here. Today we're doing the full moon readings, the elementals like we do them. The full moon is currently in Capricorn, the sign of Capricorn. So we've got a lot going on, a lot to talk about. We're going to start off today with a little smoke, like we do. We've got our smudges going. I've got a couple of different smudges burning today, actually. I'm smudging like crazy. So I highly recommend that for you if you've been tapping in, tuning into that energy of incense, smudge. There's so many different ways to do it. So right now I'm currently burning, let me show you, in the cauldron for us, these guys, some little incense cones. Very simple. I get them at a local shop. You can get incense pretty much anywhere. I'm also burning, where are the other ones? Some of these, some jasmine for my great grandmother. So we're going to talk about tapping into the ancestors and why that's so important right now. If you've been feeling that pull to your bloodline, to your family, to your homeland, your origins, anything like that, past lives. There's a lot of different ways that this could be coming up for you in the collective. So if you're tapping into that, it's very much so in the collective energy right now. We're going to talk about that as well with this full moon in Capricorn. But first, I just wanted to come on before, usually I sit and I kind of do my thing. I smoke, I tap in and I get ready. And I wanted to do that with you today. And I think that that's relevant. So let's see here. I've got my little coffee. I'm still off of coffee, so I'm still doing the kind of little instant ones or instant decaf with some flavoring in it. That's just, it is what it is right now, guys. If you're pulling towards getting off of energy drinks, soda pop, or what do they call it? Like pop or whatever. I don't know, I'm Canadian, I forget what it's called. I know people are gonna make fun of me for calling it pop, but I'm like, what the fuck's it called? Soda pop, you know? I don't drink carbonated stuff, so, but if you're pulling towards getting off of caffeine, harsh sugars, carbonated drinks, alcohol, and things like that, that's also coming up in the collective. That's a timing thing. It's where we're at with the frequency on the planet, as human beings in this human race on this plane, okay? So there's a lot of that coming up. If you've been feeling that, you are not alone. And I highly recommend you just tune into your body, you know, and do what your body's telling you, even if it feels outside of the norm or it feels like weird, you know, uncomfortable in a mental way, though, not physically. Physically, it's like it feels right to be doing this, you know, to not eat for 12 hours, to consume a bunch of water, to tap into different kind of frequencies within our food. So maybe you're getting away from meat for a little bit. It's like you don't have to like go put these huge labels on yourself, you know, I'm vegan now. It's like, whoa, that's intense. You know, people are gonna have questions and be like, what happened? You know, oh, I'm not drinking anymore. And it's like, wow, that's a big statement. You know, we don't have to make big statements right now with these changes. I recommend just going with the flow and going with what your body's saying, because I think it's really important to get grounded right now, which is why we're going to start with a little smoke. So if you don't know, EBINOTTI is Canadian. Up here in Canada, it is legal to smoke marijuana. So we have the right to grow it, to smoke it. Our government sells it to us just like they do liquor. At the liquor store, there's a cannabis store that the BC government, so my province within this country, blah, just like a state, right? So that's how it goes up here. If you guys don't know, if you smoke, if you don't smoke, all the power to you. You know, if you want to tap in, tune in to this frequency and get your smoke on with us here, then that's how we start these readings. We smudge, we smoke, we meditate, we breathe, and then we tune into one of these elements. Today, we're tuning into the earth element. Like we like to start, we like to get grounded within the earth element before we move through into the others. Even if you look at the chakra system, it starts with the root chakra, you know, earth energy, rooted to the earth. It's also a feminine energy. So maybe we'll go up the chakra system in terms of the elements and the way we arrange working with the elements this cycle. I'm kind of feeling like that's going to be the way to do it. I find my body just kind of swaying back and forth. I really like to do that when I'm relaxing, when I'm trying to release any kind of energy from my body. I do it sometimes when I'm really enjoying my food, but that's more like a wiggle. And this is very much so just feeling like a rocking of the back and forth. So The energy is very mellow. It also feels very balanced. So for anyone not feeling in balance, that can feel very, very chaotic. So like I said, we're going to do a reading today. If you're not familiar with the readings, I do what I call a quick pick spread because I am still currently offering energy and tarot readings, intuitive readings from myself to yourself, one-to-one, for an energy exchange of cash. Okay, so that's still possible. And this is a quick pick reading, which is a 10-card spread. We do 5 tarot cards as our reading, and we clarify it with 5 more tarot cards. We also bring some oracle cards into this to start the reading off before we get into the tarot. I find the oracle to be something of a really powerful tool to read for you, to read for the collective, for the energies at bay. So I get drawn to the oracle cards very specifically for each elemental reading that we do. So whether the oracle cards stay the same for the entire moon cycle that we're discussing, like the full moon in Capricorn for this cycle, or sometimes I switch them up, and that's all very relevant. So if you're ever interested, curious, finding yourself getting that spark of curiosity about the cards, I list them for you down below in the description box so you can tune into those frequencies if you're curious yourself. Okay, if you want to read cards and stuff like that, I highly recommend it. I don't think anybody should be afraid of this. It's not witchcraft, you know. Like I was listening to a talk. I'm gonna smoke while we do this, so cheers to you. I was listening to a talk the other day about one of the elders, you know, in a specific culture, talking about tarot and how there's a lot of stigma in certain cultures around the world about tarot. And I think every culture has faced that same stigma at some time in the timelines, or you could say throughout history. So for my culture, which is sort of like I'm Portuguese, half Canadian. My dad has Acadian ancestry, if you're curious. As a Canadian and with Portuguese ancestry and growing up, especially under my mom's, I was going to say divination, under my mom's rule, which was my dad, you know, and his side of the Canadian side of the family wasn't around. So I very much so grew up in that full Portuguese kind of bloodline. And we have those gypsy roots and a lot of African lineage blended through our bloodline going back in the centuries. So for me, this is something that was, even though I did have mental barriers, it was very easy to come to terms with this not being a tool for evil. Now, I believe when it comes to tarot, and maybe you've been curious about this lately, I believe that any tool can be used for good or bad. So it really comes down to the being that is using the tool. But anything that allows you to connect to spirit and to source and to your inner knowing and your inner wisdom and records and ability through activations and portals within yourself to connect to, you know, cosmic or galactic knowledge, I think any tool that allows you to go there is a positive thing and can be a positive thing in your life. So if you're struggling sort of mentally to overcome the feelings that you're having, the things that you're being pulled to from deep inside, and you're finding these mental barriers are kind of blocking the way, I really hope that one helps for anybody that was thinking about picking up cards, because you know that I'll never forget it. I'll never forget how and why I picked up cards, and I'm so glad that I did. I'll never regret that. So cheers to you. Okay, so having a little smoke. I mostly smoke indica, so keeping it pretty mellow and aligned. I don't need the psychotropic of sativa very much. Like I don't even really enjoy it recreationally like I used to when I was younger. I've been smoking weed like my whole life, so I'd say I'm like an expert, or at least like, you know, experienced. You can't really get more experience than me unless you're just older, in my mind. So I enjoy indica, and I'm gonna smoke it with you today. It was setting the intention of cleansing and of the meditative space, and how powerful your thoughts can be if you have no ability to control them. And what I mean by that is what fear can do to you. Okay, so we're gonna smoke today with the intention of releasing our fears, of facing the fears that were always meant to make us brave, and give us courage to move through what we need to move through. And when that comes to the earth element, I think that's the biggest sort of source of fear within our lives is money, health, home. You know, whether you're afraid of being abandoned, home. You're afraid of getting cancer, health, or body. You're afraid that you will never be successful in the way that you dream and desire to be successful, money. You know, earth element affects us all, and there's no way to avoid this one. We're living here on Mama Earth, you know, and well, it's actually Daughter Earth, which I'll be sharing a whole bunch of philosophy and stuff like I always do over on EBINOTTI's Facebook page. So I highly recommend you tune into EBINOTTI on Facebook and get some of those links and start looking at some of this information yourself and seeing what resonates with you. Okay. That was a lot to get out, guys. It was a lot. We're like 11. Yep, exactly 11 minutes in. So let's take a deep breath. Straighten your spine. Get comfortable, relaxed. And that's pretty much how I do it. That's usually how I start and just get ready for you guys. I always light the incense, like this little guy I'm going to light right now, and just the candle beside me, and throw that into the cauldron, setting your intentions and your protection, calling in your ancestors. Right now, the ancestors are so very important. And the reason for that is because of your knowing of self. It's time for us to know what our true powers are. But like anything in the universe, there's a balance. There are requirements to these upgrades that are coming in here. So when it comes to, I want to start with Starseed actually. That's kind of odd, but we're going to do it anyways. When it comes to your ancestors, everybody in every culture and every human being, I believe, has their own rituals and their own rites that they're creating now. So I want you to tune into that. You can look up, you know, methods. You can, I've shared a lot of different kind of stuff about meditation and how and why that's so important. Keeping certain pieces on my altar for my bloodline, for my grandmother, for my mother, for my great-grandmother, whose house and bedroom I am literally sleeping in right now. And she's long since passed, you know, but it's important to tune into these frequencies now when they're coming up for you especially. And if you've been feeling the pull, then you already know that. If you're really new to it, then that's okay too. It's just, it's time for you to you know, take that time and do that research and create your own rites and rituals right now, because there really is no, you know, no one necessarily is going to tell you how to do it, even if they tell you exactly how to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no right and wrong way to do this. There's only the dark and the light, right? And both are necessary. So there it is. We got her. And on the bottom, celebration wants to peekaboo. So celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. I mean, what a beautiful message to start off with. I do feel a really strong sense of celebration in the collective right now as well. Oh boy. Okay, we'll have a quick look at the image on this card before we get into the message on the back, which I already got a sneak peek at. This image represents, like all the cards in this deck and the next one we're going to see, the image is specific to the message. So tune into that frequency and look at how powerful that is. Okay, transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. We've had this message recently on the channel, and I think it's relevant yet again. People are coming into their full power, and it really is about transcending your fears. That was fast. And it wants to be shown as well. Sadness. Allow yourself the space to feel miserable. That's a powerful message right there. Mourn what has been lost or what cannot be. If you don't take the time now, your sadness will catch up with you later when you're least expecting it. So this is talking about an amplification frequency that's very much so out here in the collective right now, where you can amplify the frequency of anything. And you're doing this consciously or subconsciously, okay? So this is totally up to you now. If you want to be the manifester and the creator of worlds, multiverses, and your destiny, then you're gonna have to actively do this. Allowing the space for sadness is so much easier than we give ourselves credit for, especially as divine feminines out here. This is the mothering energy, okay? You don't even need to bring Supreme into this. The mother alone can do this, and this is a spirit energy within us. So the maiden, the mother, and the crone, and then the Supreme within the divine feminine, that's the breakdown. So this is mother energy coming in, giving you a safe space to cry it out, to mourn what has been lost, and so much love sent to those of you who have physically lost somebody. That's a really tough energy to get over. So allowing the space for that emptiness forever is going to be a huge transcendent period. You know, it's a new kind of life you live before when you had that person, after when you don't, and that's just how it goes. You know, like for those of you who haven't experienced death on that level, I'm so happy for you to not have experienced that loss. But for those of you who have come through it, I'm happy for you too, because it's a very powerful thing to transcend. You access new power within yourself when you can, and I've been talking about this a lot, embrace your mortality. Because there's an appreciation that happens when you appreciate death, and that not just accepting that it's going to happen to you, but accepting that it can happen at any time. It's the time coming into it that allows us to shed all of our denial, you know, and to be very real about who we are and what we want today and what life is about for real, you know, because then we can appreciate our senior years, we can appreciate our youth, we can appreciate our love, our nemesis, our challenges. Do you see what I'm saying? This all comes down to transcending your mind's limitation, which to me as man has always been about embracing our mortality. Okay, whoa, powerful messages so far, guys. I'm loving it. We're 17 minutes in. The Earth one is always so intense. I don't know if it's because it's first or because it's getting grounded, and the collective is just so powerful. There's so much to be said so that you can embrace it. And another message that's been coming through, and I think this card's going to play on it, is you have to be worthy of your full power to receive access to it. Like, you have the codes within you to be activated, and as each sort of new set of skills and understanding becomes activated through growth and experience and action, it's like through each of those you unlock new things, but until you prove that you're worthy of these new powers, you don't get your full potential. Like, you just don't get access to that. And you know, I think there's beings on the planet here who know their ways around that, where you don't have to be righteous to unlock your power. You can unlock power from both sides, and the consequence will be accordingly. You know, so watch those deals with the devil right now, okay? Boldness. Don't take this lying down. Woo! Get up and fight, but fairly. This is about integrity. Oh, full moon in Capricorn. That's exactly what Capricorn is about. Integrity, character. And on the other side, what do you get? Fucking Satan. That's what you get. This fight will be remembered because of the respect and dignity that you bring to the battle. Angel gang gang. That's what that's about. It's like right now you decide, who the fuck do you fight for? The light or the dark? It doesn't matter what the fuck you've done before. You have a choice right now. You know what I mean? This isn't me. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the fucking messenger. I'm just bringing the messages that come. This is for you. You activated this reading. You activated this message. Believe that. That God power right there, that's so real. That's so fucking real. Okay, so we're tapping into, for our Oracle deck today, Anubis. If you caught the live reading that we just did for New Moon in Cancer, it was a big one. Woo! It was a big one. It was a big one. July 4th, man. Cosmically? Yeah. cosmically it was a big one. And even for me, like, don't think for 1 second, guys, that I'm above this stuff. I'm in it with you. I'm in the thick of it. That song is coming up again. I'm in the thick of it. That's exactly how it feels. It's like, yeah, we are in the fucking thick of it. I've been following so many readers on different levels for so many different years, and it's like, we're all in this together. Like, there's nobody above it. Everybody's going through their own sort of lessons and versions of it. So don't take this lying down. You know what I mean? Don't just think, oh, well, I'm under the rule of this country, my parents, my lover, my identity of myself. Don't take this lying down. Make your fucking decisions, because you will be held accountable for them. So at that point, when you sit down with whoever we get to sit down with next, be it creator or our higher self, because we made it through and all that good stuff, and we're like victory afterwards, celebrations after a big ass like spiritual war, cool. You have to know at that point, again, oh my god, sorry guys, it's like, it's not even the weed, it's like the channel is wide fucking open. Whoever's tapping into this reading right now, just know, like, this is yours, this is for you. It doesn't always come through like this, and I do this a lot now, so I'm telling you right now, this is you. The power, I'm like hearing all these different words. Transfiguration, that's not the word, man. Like, none of us talk like that. I need like more, give me less words like transcendence, you know. Yeah, the transformation that you're going through right now is a spiritual one, and it's a big one, and it's going to give you access to things in the 3D world that are probably straight up fucking magic to you. So enjoy this next period. Make your decisions on your own, because you will answer for them on your own, like we all will. And that comes, you know, down to everything in this physical world that you're making decisions about. First message from the Anubis deck. I know I'm jumping. I'll tell you about the thing in 1 second. Card 5, higher love and wisdom, Hathor, Set, and Wajeh. Okay. It's the 3 of them. So I'm gonna, before I even do that, I'm gonna finish telling you what I was telling you about the new moon reading in Cancer, about Sotis or Sothis. So Sirius as a constellation has a lot of effect here on the Earth and our solar system that we just aren't taught about. You know what I mean? Like, our sun is a star, and there are many, many stars in the sky. So, meaning in the cosmos, you know, around us. And Sirius is one of the ones that affects our stars so much, because they've always said throughout all of ancient history, whether you look into Kemetic text, ancient Egypt, stuff like that, or other cultural or religious texts, you're going to get the same information, which is our star or sun is the physical life bringer. So it warms our bodies, it grows our food, it heats our planet, our water, the whole thing, you know. But Sirius as a star is our sun's star. So it's like little star, big star. And if you look at the numerology there, if you enjoy numbers, start following them, especially if you're kind of interested about the things I say and you have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. Use numerology. It'll take you, it doesn't matter if you use religion, tarot, fucking esoterics, metaphysics, numerology, astrology. I promise you're gonna find the same information now, because this is the truth of it. You know what I'm saying? So Sirius as a system was, if you look at cosmically what's happening, like on July 4th when I did that new moon reading, actually it was like done on July 2nd live with you guys, which was out of nowhere. That was inspired action. That was, you know, straight downloaded for me to do that, and it was channeling the whole time. It was incredible. I really hope you guys tune in. Even now, it got uploaded on July 4th, and on July 4th I watched not a reading, I watched a conversation between people that I shared, and you can go back and see all of this, that I fucking shared the day that I uploaded that reading, because it took me 2 days to upload it onto YouTube, because I live streamed on Instagram. It took me 2 days to get it uploaded onto YouTube, which was July 4th. And on July 4th, while I spent the day uploading and getting that all sorted for you guys so you could tune in here on YouTube, I watched this fucking talk. And it broke down Sirius, Sothis, July 4th, the whole thing, why it's America's Independence Day, why they channel energy and sort of the darker occult powers do their rituals on that day. And it's like, fuck, yo, if you know about Bohemian Grove and stuff, that shit goes down 11 days later with purpose, you know what I mean? So this is how, for me, I'm in the thick of it. This is how I bring this to you guys. And if you're pulled to the information from inside, at this point, this is how I would follow it if I were you. So this is how I recommend to follow it based on my experiences, okay? And that, I believe, comes from higher love and wisdom. This number 5 is about change. And if you can't feel the change going on this planet, I don't know what the fuck you're doing out here. You know, you're here, so I know you're feeling something. I know you're fucking feeling something. And you don't have to get into all the details, or you don't have to know what I'm talking about, as long as you're on path. If you're on path, you don't have to worry about the details, because the devil's in the details. This is not a time for belief. The age of Aquarius is about knowing. So I highly recommend, if you feel the need to research, you do that. And if spiritually you don't, then you don't. It's not about fighting over science facts anymore. This is a spiritual time. I heard something the other day I thought was so cool. And it was like, for me, the saying now is going to be, instead of Jesus take the wheel, it's like spirit take the wheel. Because the thing I heard the other day, and I'll try to remember, I think this was from Isis Wisdom. Again, check out Facebook, EBINOTTI's page, because I share so many things that I watch over there. So you'll know, if you follow, like, you'll know exactly. We'll be able to have these conversations ourselves. But I think it was Isis Wisdom who was saying, you got to do what you got to do in belief, and in, you know, maybe for you it's research, like it was for me, because my opposite is Virgo, which is all about I analyze, whereas Pisces, me, my sun sign, it's like I believe. So I needed to analyze my beliefs and start challenging them myself, so that I knew I wasn't being swayed. And as soon as that was done, my work was done. Do you understand what I'm saying? And after that, it's spirit's work. And it's like, whoa, what do you mean? You're going to let like a spirit possess you? No. This is my higher self, which means when I get an intuitive hit, meaning an inspired thought, action, do something, I know it's coming from the right place, because I know the difference. I know the feeling. I've done my shadow work. And there's the message. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the message for you, is to do that, to take my experience and the story I'm telling you and to interpret it in your way so that you can apply it to your life. Knowledge is great, but if you don't fucking do something with it and create with it and make it yours, you're just going to be another computer that knows things. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, card 18. Ooh, card of the moon. Kansu. Lunar energies, divine timing. You see that? Blood mysteries. Ooh, that blood magic is real out here right now. So one of my favorite songs right now, and yes, I'm a peace, love, and light fucking warrior, but one of my favorite songs right now is Rage Against the Machine, Know Your Enemy. Do you know why? Because you'll never know yourself if you don't know your enemy. Your enemy is inside of you. Did you know that? It's your demon. There's no demon on this planet that you should worry about more than the one that is you, in there. The part of you that is dark. That is the only demon you ever need be concerned with, okay? Because that's your demon that will fight other demons for you. Do you understand? This is your part of the darkness that you were given as a tool to survive. Okay, so blood magic is a very specific way that energies, dark and light, on this planet cast intentions and create will and pool energy together to create spirit, to get things done, etc., etc. So this is like magic, like magic you see in fantasy movies, okay? So just take the visual if that works for you. The beautiful thing about this and divine timing is that's how it goes when you work in the light. You know, when you work in the light and you accept and you show gratitude to all of yourself, including the darkness, and you integrate into yourself your darkness and your light, because the light is beautiful, but it's like it needs to be protected. That's why you were given the warrior, the shadow, the wolf, the whatever it is in you, that being that will always protect you, right? Because it's you. It's just another aspect of you. And in order to do your job, the shadow has to be very fucking active right now. Like my shadow's chilling right now. For the most part, Other than, you know, this morning I was making jokes, must be a full moon, because I popped off for a good 20-30 minutes on social media before I got up. And that's shadow. That's shadow expression. That's shadow, for me, integration, because I thought it through before I did it. You know, I didn't just do it without intention. The intention behind your energy is what you should be concerned with, not the darkness and lightness of your energy. Because if you're aligned to spirit and you're bold enough and brave enough to trust your higher wisdom and self, you ain't got nothing to worry about. There's no blood magic on this planet that can touch you. This is a fucking galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is of free will. Free will, baby. But if you don't even know the game, and you know the game, because everything, I heard this too, Isis Wisdom, man, she's something. I like the way she breaks it down. That might not work for everyone. Again, people need to research and do their own thing. I have a lifetime to come to this. You have like 35 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Time's up. Ding. Because it's divine timing. This energy is here now. That's, you know, this is galactic, this is Big Mama. To me, this is like all of them. They're coming, and they take care of all of it. These ones, you know what I mean? They got, when it comes to judge, jury, executioner, that's like your homies over here. You know what I mean? So that's, yep, it's time to get right with that water energy, that dark shadow. For divine feminines right now, the dark feminine, the dark mother, maiden, crone, supreme, especially dark supreme, because that can be embodied through any of the maiden, mother, or crone can go supreme and be the teacher of these energies, and she can go dark just like that. So when supreme teacher comes in, I can tell you right now, I know this is a lot, guys. We'll even do bottom of the deck. I know this is a lot. I know. I'm gonna just give it to you. 31 on the clock. There are a lot of physical sins that man has created in the physical world, because there's a lot of rules in the physical world, right? Gravity and, like, you know, come on, the law of like motion, very difficult to stop things in motion, there are many laws in the physical world that give us sin, which means karmic energy. It's like you fucked up and you're going to pay for that one way or another. So we either give it up now, pay for it accordingly, or we'll take it. That's kind of how the cosmos, or if you want to talk about the galactics, that's how it works. But spiritually, there's only one sin. One. And it is the abuse of power. So you can see how cosmically right now, there's going to be some real judge, jury, executioner vibe. If the gods return, and that's their fucking vibe, like if that's their laws and that's what it's all been about this whole time, what is anybody on this planet going to do about it? Like, really? Everything that's true they gave to us as fantasy, and everything that's manipulated from that truth to make sure that that truth looks like a lie through and through, they gave to us as religion. So whether you look at fantasy right now or religion to find your truth, I highly recommend you find it. I love this energy. Card number 3, cosmic influences. This is Ma'at, Toth, and Kipera. Okay, Kipera. So this is not just Big Mama energy. This is the family energy. So you get Father Spirit, Mama Universe, as well as what I'm going to call the Great Connector here, which is like all of us come together. Like how you can tap into, I can get the same disease or I'm bitten by the same insect as you if I go to the same place. Think of that on a cosmic concept now. Okay, so this is all family. The whole cosmic influence is here. Like, ye fucking hot. We are going to read the Anubis Oracle, a little bit on the book from these guys. And we'll do that at the end of the reading. So I want to get into tarot because it's time. It's time. This is a really exciting and fun time to get your smoke on. If it's that time for you and if you're down for that, yeah. This is a really fun time because you can start getting your own messages. Now I can feel somebody being activated. This is an activation reading for sure. And in the earth element, whoa, that's powerful because activating yourself or getting activated in the 3D is like, you're gonna really, really feel it. Like there's, I didn't feel like I could do magic until I did. And then when I did, it was like, whoa, the whole world kind of changed. And then I looked around and I saw how many people on the planet that we look at as like, you know, white collar or like elites and da-da-da. I'm like, shit, man, these people are out here doing magic too. It's not just like a bunch of hippies and shit in the bush doing magic. Like, I'm telling you, like, these people believe in this shit. They just got different. Well, not all of them, you know, not everybody. Good and bad everywhere. Polarities everywhere. You got to remember that. You got to remember that. Okay, even I feel like I'm smoking. Ooh. Okay, we're going to get into the tarot before we read those cards. This is a new deck that was called to this reading today. Let me get you the actual name of it in case y'all want to know. It's called the Prisma Visions Tarot, a set of cards to ease your mind. 79 cards. I don't know what the extra card is, but I think that's cool because most tarot decks have 78. Like the tradition, not most tarot decks. The tarot is 78 cards. So there's an extra in here. I usually get these little tiny decks, these cute one, because I love them for travel size. They're like, you know, a little bit narrower, but pretty much like a playing card size. They shuffle really beautifully. They always come as mini versions of their larger selves. So I highly recommend checking out small decks. They're very affordable. A great way to decide if you want to get some of the bigger decks where you literally have like this to put on your bookshelf. I mean, you gotta be a bookshelf type of person to really like cards like this. You know, if you're traveling and you're my gypsy nomad styles, then these little decks are super sweet. Cheers to you. Our tarot cards are ready to go. For some reason, I'm getting the, message to just pause for a second and just hang out with you. I don't know why. I guess you want to hang out too, you know? Some people are like, you got to make your readings faster. And I'm the type of person that's like, you got to fucking trying to put me in a box. Like, you got to stop that. If you want faster readings, go watch faster readings, yo. Like, or come back, you know? Come back later. Or don't, just get your message, click through until you hear something you like. Whatever, do you, baby. I feel like hanging out today, so we're gonna fucking hang out. We're gonna have a little smoke again. Yep, it's happening. If you guys like hanging out a little bit more, I highly recommend that you tune into the live readings that I've been doing on Instagram. So if you didn't know, for the last couple of moon cycles, I did live readings on Instagram. And it was so cool. It really, I went outside behind my house and this big old tree has this huge canopy, and I just snuck under there and set up the altar and set you guys up with a little tripod, sat down, did a reading, and it was, whoa, powerful stuff. So that kind of stuff, you know, like I will always try to be here and channel and tune in for you guys as a friend, a guide, a healer. You know, it's not so much healing for me as it is guidance, but healing is something I think we all do in our safe spaces, you know, and that's all I want to create for you is that space where you can heal and then be safe and then create, because that's all it needs to be done now. I love that. So yeah, check out EBINOTTI on Instagram if you're interested in lives. I think they're going to let me go live here on YouTube pretty soon, but I don't know, you know, don't hold your breath. I don't even know how much longer EBINOTTI's going to be on Instagram, Facebook, you know. If they make like these new platforms and stuff that they're talking about, then that might be how she goes down. Because if I can jump off these platforms, I probably will and start my own thing. So if you guys know anything about Web3 and this blockchain stuff that's going on and you want to tune in and talk to me about it, let's do it. I have a lot to learn in that space still, but I'm definitely interested. So I want one card. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you while I had my smoke, and it's the Six of Pentacles. So let's talk about Earth. Let's talk about the Six energy. Ooh, first of all, the Lovers is coming through hard right now. I haven't even looked at this card. Oh, that's beautiful. With the little apple tree and stuff. Gorgeous. Again. Sorry about that one, guys. It got cut off because my storage was full. So Going back to this cute little picture, I really am getting the Lovers vibes off of this. It's got the feeling of decision making. Again, this is talking about integrity. So let's talk about the full moon in Capricorn. If Capricorn is the energy of integrity and character, and that comes down to every decision that you make, then under this full moon, you will have the opportunities to prove what your worth is to yourself. So if you struggle with self-esteem, like we all do sometimes, this is going to be a great energy of healing for you. You can tap into your soul family, your soul tribe, a friend in your real life, your pet. In a lot of ways, animal totems and our familiars and our animal spirits are so heavy and with us right now. So tap into pets present and past. You can really tune into that energy and get that comfort and that love from them. This kind of generosity is going to come down to the physical. What you're willing to give in the physical is what you're willing to receive. And even though everything about the alignment of the cosmos right now is a spiritual contract made, you get to feel it play out in the physical. So this is about enjoying yourself, enjoying your time, and your energy that you give and receive from others, and making sure that that is in par and balanced with everything that you spiritually now align to. So, our philosophy and within us, our philosophy, I believe, is the sacred laws that we create. So looking and searching and experiencing the world and ourselves and our understanding and growing is sort of how we cultivate our own philosophy, and from that we create the future. So set your laws in stone, make them your philosophy that you live by, and never ever compromise your integrity. When I look at what's going on in the world right now with the powers, the way they're used, and the way that we desire power, and everything that exists right now and that's gone down in the last few years, I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. The abuse of power and the loss of integrity is what spiritually will be answered for. So right now, cleaning up your karma so that you feel good about spiritually where you're at, that would be the main the overview, the main first message at hand. It's about going inside. It's about being right with yourself and with your environment and at peace. It's that Zen life. And everybody deserves that Zen life, and it's not about laziness anymore, and it's about integrity. What is your true worth? Here in the population, as a member of the human race, what is your value? And do you appreciate that? Do you give that the excitement and the attention that it deserves? Ooh, powerful messages, you guys. Wow. I must say the vibration here is very, very new. So I'm going to keep sipping. I'm going to keep smoking. I'm going to take us through it. Let's do this. The earth element reading for the full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is the oldest of the earth signs in the zodiac. We all know the struggles within Capricorn, but it's very difficult to see the light sometimes in the dark, and I think that's what a lot of people are struggling with right now. I think that's what you're possibly struggling with right now, is seeing the light through the dark. And the dark is always meant to illuminate things within yourself, to bring out your strength, to bring out the part of you that is a warrior and that is capable. And that's for you. That's not against you. That's not to grow you into something you don't want to be. You ask to be things, and that's why you get these lessons. Okay, next we have the 10 of Chalices. I want to have a little look-see at this 10 of Cups. This is water energy coming in. Beautiful family, safe space. That emotional safe space within us is what I'm getting off of this energy. So a lot of us have cultivated this energy already. And it's very strong within us. Together, this is feminine energy. Earth and water are feminine energies, and to be rooted right now in our feminine energy is so important, especially as divine feminines out here. It's so important to transcend the physical and to really get into that cosmic energy of Big Mama, okay, where whether we like it or not, there are forces out here beyond us, you know, volcanoes and shit. No man on earth is making those decisions, you know what I mean? And if they are, they're fucking up, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, we have to respect the fact now that this is a spiritual game, and we are only within spirit in this physical realm, which means within us is the spirit that will survive and that will have understanding. It is safe. It will guide us. And like I said, spirit, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. And that's the vibe right now. Christ consciousness, or Jesus, if you want to call him. Christ consciousness is about the ascended mastery of compassion. What is compassion? Where does that come from? In the body. Where do you feel and root your compassion? In the heart space, of course. The biggest portal that we have is in the heart space. And that's divine feminine energy. Like the mind is divine masculine energy. They are relevant. They are necessary together. But when the lovers aren't agreeing, when the lovers, not about agreeing actually, when the lovers are out of balance. When the lovers are out of balance. And that's what we got right now, is the lovers coming back into balance. You know, Father Spirit, Mama Universe, and I'm getting this wording from Isis Wisdom, and I resonate. It's like, yep, that's how I feel it. That's exactly how I feel it. Fuck me. Okay. Central energy, card number 21 of the major arcana, the World. Ooh, tap into that frequency for a second. Okay. Ooh, I got brain pains. Okay. So, if you don't know, divine timing, what time it is right now, you know, in the greater scheme of things, it's time for surrender, I like to call it, because this is the end of the world. It's the end of the world. Oh my God, she's one of those fanatics saying it's the end of the world. Fuck yeah. Sure. Because I can back it up. You know, I can back it up. The patriarchy, or if you look at the masculine energies that have ruled the world for the last, you know, couple of millennia. If you look at this fucking shit show out here, nobody wants this to continue the way it is. Nobody. Because it doesn't work. Logically, the systems should work, but oh my God, they don't. I wonder why. Because it's not just a logical game out here. There aren't just logical beings out here, which is masculine energy. That's not the way it works. There's all kind of balances between masculine and feminine energy walking around in physical bodies out here. So, and they're confused. They've been fucking confused because the logical energy, masculine energy, the patriarchy set this all up for themselves. Oh, we're going to do it this way. We're going to wield magic this way. We're going to fucking do this. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm not even going to talk about what they've done. We all know, and we all have our own version. So the patriarchy's done what they did. And then here come the final moment where now it's a, you know, when you enter a new age, and like all the ancient civilizations believe this, when you move from one age within the galaxy, meaning like where, that's how they used to do time, is like where, you know, we were within amongst the stars. When you move into a new era, there are new rules. It's like the laws remain, but the rules change. What are the rules? That's how you access power. The rules are the access to the power, how and who can wield it, the rites and rituals necessary to activate certain powers, capabilities, you can call it, or skills. I'm going to see all these mutants coming out, you know, just like every movie is showing us that right now. It's like, well, they're preparing us at least, because people's imaginations aren't ready. They're not ready. They closed all that off, and it's like the end of the world. Do you remember Y2K? I remember Y2K pretty clearly, and it was like, man, people are so scared of everything. I mean, when you're a kid, you're pretty fucking fearless, right? What happened? What happened when we grew out of that and we were no longer fearless? It's like, well, look around. That's what the fuck happened. So it's a new game now. It's a new game now. This plane of existence is about to change in a very real way because it already changed. And that's the thing. You might not have the information to know the real calendar and what's really going on, and that's fine. But I believe, you know, because I know, but I can say it as a belief very easily. Like, the answers that you're seeking, if you seek this knowledge, are within you. You can read books and stuff like that, but that book was written by another man. Do you know what I mean? You can seek that information. Fuck, these cards. You can seek that information on your own. Just be careful of your lineage, you know. A lot of people don't know when they call to their ancestors and stuff. It's like, whoa, you and your ancestors have different, because you might be calling to your physical grandparents or your physical parents if they passed on or something like that, but you don't know that that isn't your actual, like, galactic starseed. That ain't your, like, you're limited in your mind there, hun, because when you call to your ancestors, make sure you call through the blood. Okay, and I don't mean, again, the physical blood, because you don't know nothing about blood. None of us do. That information is not accessible yet. You know, the Vatican and their archives all locked up. So, do you see what I'm saying? Make sure you call to the true beings of highest vibrational light through the blood, and you will receive that communication. You will receive those answers. You know, this is spiritual lessons for people that just don't have access. Ooh, yummy. Okay, so this is for if anybody out there is trapped in fear. 10 of Pentacles. Look at the beauty, the abundance, the richness, the health. Oh, the fruitfulness. It's like it's making my mouth water. It's like I'm hungry now. I'm kind of thirsty, so I'm going to have some water. Cheers to you. 10 of Pentacles when we're reading Earth, especially because if you look at it here, 10 of Chalices or Cups and 10 of Pentacles are going to be on either side, mirroring like the Lovers do. 6 in Major Arcana. Like the Lovers do, we're going to be mirroring on either side, water and earth, just like here, earth and water. Do you see the play? Do you see it? This is how you read. So the 10 of Pentacles is the ultimate of abundance, and accessing this is going to be as simple as knowing it's yours. And you're like, what? No, I mean it, because believing it's yours requires energy. Knowing that everything within and without of you is fruitful, healthy, rich, abundant. That is going to be the frequency. The only thing you need to activate, to bring this in, to see this in the physical, to move into this world. Very simple. I mean, it's not always simple to clean up our karma because mentally we get all fucked up, you know, but if you really want to go there, man, I don't even think now, like, researching the histories of ancient, you know, Kemet, like Egypt or any of that, I don't even think that's necessary anymore. It's like, just go there, you know, just feel it, just live. And I'm not talking in some psychosis, like, excuse me, people in padded rooms thinking they're Thor's brother or something. I mean, shit, they might not be wrong, but that's not how anybody wants to function. I shied away from tarot for so many years because I didn't want to be known as a tarot reader. I was like, that's weird. Like, I want to be a fucking CEO. I want to run an empire. I want to have a fucking legacy. Like, my divine masculine energy was strong coming up in a Portuguese family. Canadian women can tap into that because they understand, you know, for whatever reason. And there are many. It's this feeling, and it's not just Canadian women. There's a lot of women on this fucking plane that feel that same way, where it's like, my divine masculine energy be strong, man. I know exactly what I want out here, you know? Something came in there and I didn't quite catch it. I was trying to catch it. I'm like, what? And it was gone. Hold on. Interesting, just like that. Oh, well, I guess it's gone. I find when it comes to these two tens here, the world centrally, the ending of the cycles are nothing to fear. You know, the ending of the cycles are necessary, and to embrace the fact that we all desire this, a new life, a better world, not in some utopian or dystopian way, like nothing so extreme, but a real change where there are new rules in place and there is accountability for people's actions. And you can't just be lying up all on the TV and fucking chasing down the kids and trying to inject them with some, you know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, what? No, that isn't gonna fucking play anymore. So that's the change. That's the shift, you know? Tune into that frequency. And don't worry so much about getting caught up. Like, get the mind right. That is so important for so many people out here. Get the mind right. You know, take control. Don't live in fear. Know the difference righteously between right and wrong, and know thyself, okay? Know your role here in the collective. That's a big message coming through from someone, for someone. Know yourself. Know what your purpose is here so you can get it done. Get the fuck up out of here. Because that's exactly what you want. And I think that's with purpose. Card's got a lot to say today. Let's get just one to finish out this first spread, and then we'll get into our clarifiers. Thank you. Ooh, of all the cards to get. Of all the cards to get. I know they're blending a little bit in right here. Maybe I'll zoom it in a little bit for you guys, but I'm really liking the way this looks. So let me know. Major Arcana number 10, the Wheel of Fortune. 10, 10, 10. You got the World card out here. It's like you got the Lover's number out here mirroring everything for you. How much more mirroring do you need? This is like 10, 10, 10. You just hit the biggest, this ain't no 777, a couple of thousand, 10, 20, 50 grand, 200 grand. This isn't like that. This is 10, 10, 10. This is the biggest jackpot, winnable on the fucking plane of existence. Boom, you win it. That's the whole fucking message. Oh, shit, I just heard that's the whole fucking message. I'm like, oh shit. And it came from this energy because I immediately, perked up in my feminine. Just like, shit, did you hear that? That authority, King of Wands. The king, the master of the element fire. Masculine. Whoa. That's what the fuck he had to say. So your divine masculine, whether you're female or male. Your divine masculine energy, that's what they had to say about it. Okay? That's your logical mind. Shit. For me, that had a little taste from the shadow. That was my shadow speaking through the divine masculine within me, which is my mind. You know? Damn. And I liked it. I like the energy. I do. I do. That got me all excited. Got me all fucking excited. Okay? Let's get these clarifiers out. We'll take that as the first one. Actually, it's both of them. So the 8 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Wands coming out to clarify the 6 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles coming out to clarify the 10 of Cups or the 10 of Chalices. Give me just a second to tune into this for you guys, okay? Oh, of course. Okay. Pretty simple stuff here, and I like it. Okay, so the 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. Yes, of course I will. Of course I will hold these up for you. I'm going to be just like that friend today, you know? We're doing it, but we're doing it my way. The 6 of Pentacles, which we talked about as the Lover's energy, the generosity and the integrity coming out under the Capricorn full moon. Very important. Get your shit straight. The 8 of Wands is all of the energy coming towards you to challenge this. And I think you've been feeling this for probably the last 2-3 weeks. So this is very much so reading as in the past energy. That being said, timing is fluid. We are all on our own timelines. And if you watch the new moon reading that I did live for you guys, the new moon in Cancer a couple weeks ago, it was really about being able to speed up the timeline. So time is going to be a funny little bitch right now. And that's just how it is. So the 8 of Wands is going to be all this energy coming towards you to give to you, to challenge you, to put you on path, to excite you, to be sexy, to be fun. The challenges are simply to access new power. your power, not new to you, new to the world. I mean, it's going to be new to you as well, but it was always yours. So it's going to feel very natural. Do you see what I'm saying? But the challenge is the final test. So it's not some big thing. It's going to be triggering. The ego or the shadow is going to want to, boom, step in and, oh, you want to fucking step to me and say, oh, I'm a, you know, claws come out. It's going to be that kind of a triggering. And if you can tap into, ooh, I'm hearing Christ consciousness. Jesus, take the wheel. Spirit, take the wheel. Okay, I heard the coolest analogy. I'll hold, fuck, my arm's getting tired though. Okay, I heard the coolest analogy about it, that it was like this. Karma's like this, right? Somebody comes up to you. You got a scale in front of you, empty at all times. Somebody comes up to you and they put some shit on your scale. They just throw some shit, just right on your scale. And you're like, the fuck? You just fucking shit on my scale? You have all this shadow inside you to match it. But if you don't, if you approach this, what would Jesus do? That's a good fucking question to ask yourself right now, because what would Jesus do? If you approach this through love and light, I know your pain. I know why you're coming at me like this, even if I don't. But I do, because I've been there. Nobody approaches you with darkness you can't understand. Ooh. So if you don't put nothing except love and light on the scale, what happened to the scale? It's all off balance. What is the universe? It's a giant ass scale. That's all it does, is balance out constantly. So somebody just came up, you had no fucking say in it, and put some shit on your scale, and your response, instead of reaction, was not to shit on the other side bigger, and show them, whoa, you shit on my scale. I'm gonna fucking shit on my scale. I'm gonna shit on you. No, you just simply love and light. Be like, damn, you must be having a fucked up day to come all the way over here, shit on my scale. That's rude. But love and light, man, like, damn, I've been there. I've done some, I've shit on someone's scale before, and I was like, damn, that's some tough energy to be going through, man. I hope love and light. Oh, then the universe comes in and balances that energy. So we see a massive balancing, and this is all fire, you know, this is all masculine. Big daddy discipline, I just heard. That's Saturn. Look at what Saturn's fucking doing right now. Look at Saturn, where Saturn is in your chart right now. You're going to have different positions within your chart ruled by Saturn. I'm like, is Capricorn ruled by Saturn? No. I just heard something, but I didn't catch it, and I'm not an astrologer. But that's why I share the stuff on EBINOTTI's Facebook page for you guys, is because I follow a lot of this stuff. It's just, I don't know everything, you know what I'm saying? I look to other people for their knowledge and their wisdom as well. Okay, so next, the 10 of Cups, clarified by the 9 of Pentacles. This to me is a really simple, really easy one coming off of the last message. It's like when you align to your true heart space, the water, again, being a feminine energy, and now here, earth, we're talking feminine as well. The 9 of Pentacles, when you get rooted instead of in survival mode, or thinking through fear, and you start to lighten up the physical body, that's when you align to things within you that sort of unlock. So you get new skills, you get new understanding and awareness of self, you get higher value, so you unlock parts of your godhood or your abilities. And I think that's what the message is for you, is just to tap in and tune in and understand that that's where you've been and that's what you've been going through, because you have already been tested, your scales, and you've been balancing it out with that Jesus take the wheel all fucking day long, because you're not concerned. But know where the ego and the shadow plays into that, because I can tell you, Big Mama has a dark side. You come at her babies, oh, you're gonna see the dark mother. Do you know what I mean? So also the maiden and the crone, they have their darkness as well. So it's very important to get that integrity straight. I think you've been working real hard on that, and this is a message for you to understand that, so you can continue to move forward. I'm also hearing faster, which I love. I love to move very, very quickly, especially when I'm learning. You know, I like to be like the fastest, the smartest, not in comparison to anybody else. I just like to know that I'm above average, and it's usually because when you look at the world, the average is so disappointing. If the average wasn't disappointing, I wouldn't be so concerned with being part of the average, you know? Oh, that was like such a big revelation. Let's get this central energy, guys. We got to be going on like an hour here. going to be like a whole reading, a whole thing. Know that when you get the quick pick readings with me, they are not an hour long, guys. Okay, cool. When they say 15 to 20 minutes, they're 15 to 20 minutes in current time. When we tune in, that's the time. And we use the Gregorian calendar for that. So you could just take that. Take it, okay? Central energy, the world. Ooh, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen is the master, the divine feminine master of the earth element. Yes, she is. No, I love this. Look at her energy. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm just like entranced. I'm not even looking at the card. I'm looking through. Ooh, it's even prettier on the through the camera with that lighting and stuff. Oh, okay. I need to get my shit together here. So the Queen of Pentacles is that Earth Mama energy coming in. This is going to be everything from daughter Earth, meaning the planet's going to do what the fuck it's going to do. There's going to be more volcanoes. There's going to be more earthquakes. It's going to be a toss-up. You know what I mean? Because that's just where we're at. That's just where we're fucking at. There's no... I'm going to put some frankincense and myrrh. No, what am I using here? Myrrh? I can't remember. Can someone tell me what the yellow one is? I can't remember. I think it's, myrrh though. I'm going to put some of that in there just because I'm in the mood to switch up our schmooch. Again, check out Queen Cup Tarot or queencup.ca is the website, or you can go to smudgelot.com. That'll link you up to the girl Destiny in Canada here who's got the high quality resins. You know what I'm saying? Not, actually, you can. I was going to say not the smokable resin because we were smoking weed and stuff. No. You can consume frankincense. She makes like teas and stuff. I got a lot to learn there, and I haven't invested yet, but I'm so looking forward to it. So check that little tidbit out if you like. Other than that, for central energy, it really is that time. We're all kind of under judgment right now. I've been feeling that myself for the last 6 weeks or so, especially this last couple of weeks, because I felt my own need to, and my own just natural navigation towards my philosophies, which I always know is a time to reevaluate, to analyze. So when here's something you will find very valuable. Your sun sign is your natural state, but you have a polarity. And if you are at odds with your polarity, it's going to be a very difficult time for you here. And I'm hearing for the next 6 months, which is like, whoa, okay, I know what that message means. It's going to be hard, like really hard. So you want to bring into, like, I'm a Pisces, like I said. So my words that I speak in my solar, I believe. We just came out of the age of Pisces, and you saw how messed up that age was, right? With the patriarchy, and we're in the age of Aquarius now. So my polarity as a Pisces is Virgo, and their words are, I analyze. Now, my beliefs are who I am, but if I don't analyze them in balance with myself, I know nothing of value. And everything I know is a falsehood. So coming out of the age of Pisces, moving into the age of Aquarius, which is from I believe to I know, because Aquarius's words that they use that are intrinsic to them is I know. So look at that. It's like through my beliefs, I analyze them and I know. All of us are in that place right now where if we look at our polarities, our sun sign and our polar sign, and balance that, we will know too what we are meant to know. That's like a map of what you're here to do. You know what I mean? You can just look at your birth chart and know all. It's weird because someone else can look at your birth chart and know all. So I highly recommend you look at your birth chart and decide whether or not for you that's fucking anything, because I promise you it's gonna floor you. It's going to floor you if you don't know yourself at all. And if you know yourself, then you can, get that one little tidbit that you missed, or, or take your birth chart and do what you need to do with it. Which is what I did. Ooh, and there's the card. Okay, we got our next clarifier coming out, clarifying this 10 of Pentacles right here. And it is, the Knight of Wands. So like all good mirroring in this reading is doing. We had the 10 of water and the 10 of earth over here. Now we have the 10 of earth and the 10 of fire and the 9 of fire. Sorry, did I say that right? 10, 9, 10, 9. It's happening on this side as well. Okay. So the 10 of Pentacles clarified by the 9 of Wands. What I'm getting off of this, the message for you is that it's very difficult to feel abundant when you feel also physically exhausted. And it's not always easy to take time off or to finish the work at hand. You know, when you look to the future, if you feel like there's so much work you'll never finish, that's kind of this feeling. It's like, this is also a mental issue though, because in the physical world, your cup isn't full for a reason. And that's what you need to remember to fill it. You know, to constantly be refilling your cup, because the emotional cup is what gives you the fire energy. And the fire energy's tapped the fuck out right now. That's just because of the physical work you've done in your life. Who the fuck, in the 2 years of the pandemic, who didn't feel like taking 2 years off was the best thing ever? Like, even if you only got 2 months, 2 weeks, I didn't fucking take any time off. Well, good for you, man. Like, super stoked that you feel healthy and like got all this energy to give for whatever reason you're doing that. You know, to take care of your family. Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel all the reasons, and that's the thing. 31:13 on the clock. And that for the mirroring, you know, and that's the thing is, for those of you that are feeling exhausted, especially in the physical world, this is a mental issue. Okay, so it's about filling your emotional cup and remembering to give to yourself there so that you always have that energy. And anything outside of that, it's like, be bold, man. Transcend the nonsense, make your own fucking rules, do what you need to do, answer to yourself, because, you know, when it comes to free will, you might be one of the only people, and I'm not saying trying to be righteous, like go out there and do unrighteous things. What I'm saying is be real about what's really real now. Don't deny, don't lie. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands. We'll talk about that in a second. Final clarifier. I love this because we have major arcana clarified by major arcana. Like, not fucking around with this message today. Just not. Just not. Cheers to you. Okay, final message. We'll read the Anubis cards and then we'll bounce. The Wheel of Fortune clarified by Temperance. So I think it's necessary to use water as healing. So again, this feminine energy coming in, because I do feel like some of the shifts are going to be a little bit more physically trying than others. So when things feel really, really good and you're getting all kinds of things worth celebrating about and opportunities, store your bank. Like, stock it up. You know what I mean? I don't mean your cash checking account. I mean, or maybe, yeah, sure. But this is a spiritual message, okay? So this is about unlocking more for your bank account. Temperance is about the deepest kind of healing that is necessary for us when we are wounded. I'm hearing, oh my God, are wounded. Yeah. Like, because our fate is, do you see the snake there? Like, our fate is, it was never supposed to be easy. This is a karmic realm, you know, we came out in here with karmic things, like, to deal with, to clean up, that we were a part of creating back in our past lives, or that we felt the need to come in because of what happened in the past that we got to observe. Whether you know, feel like that was fate or destiny, or if you made those decisions yourself, it's like, one way or another though, the healing is still necessary. And what I mean by using water, I mean using the element of water, which is the divine feminine energy of mothering. It's healing energy. It's embodying that sacred feminine energy and allowing your joy to come from that, so that when you give love to others, it's pure. And that's the message coming through. And then 4 of Wands on the bottom is about commitments. So we'll look at that straight up. This is about commitment. So now it's going to be the kind of commitment where everything that you're a part of, you're karmically tied to, which is why the Three of Swords is underneath it. You know what I mean? And the Queen of Cups under that, which is all about the healing. Okay, so again, there's the water, the Queen of Chalices being like, I can heal your heart, baby. I can feel your heart. You know, I can feel it. I can feel the pain. And that's because we've all been there, you know, and this is about masculine, feminines coming together. So your people, your friends, your children, your parents, whichever it is, you know, there's going to be somewhere in your life where you get that kind of very strong connection to resolve issues, to transcend family feuds or blood feuds. Like I was talking about blood mysteries. That's about blood magic. They just put it really nicely. Like, you know, they just put it really nicely. So it's really important now that we clean up our ancestral trauma, and that has everything to do with the blood. Okay, so blood and water now becoming the elements that we're discussing, which is I sort of read blood energy when I read ether, because I'm curious about my own bloodline and where blood and water in the universe kind of stand in terms of sacred elements. So that's just kind of how I play that one out, if you guys are curious. We're going to go into reading the cards now. So card number 5, Higher Love and Wisdom. If you are all done and you're not staying for the reading, that's cool. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, everything you need is in the description box in terms of contact, curiosity. If not, just ask your questions in the comment section. Hit me up with email if you have any business inquiries, okay? So, no, that's not it. Let me get the right card out here first. Fascinating. Okay. Hathor, Set, and Wajé. Yeah, we like that better. Okay, the magic of Hathor's unconditional love prepares us to meet our shadow selves. Set as the trickster. Set as the trickster shows us our shadow and clears the pathway for each of us to receive Wajé's great awakening and the infusion of life force energy. The thing about Wajé, that's this dude up here. Hathor, Set, Wajé. The thing about Wajé, sorry, I was tripping out for a second. The thing about Wajé is like, as much as you get, what did they say? The great awakening and the infusion of life force energy, there's a huge amount of chaos that comes with that. Like, that's a massive universal force. You know, this isn't just like ancient Kemetic knowledge. It's like these figures are anthropomorphized from cosmic energy. You know, it's just the way that we like to describe it, because we have this beautiful imagination, many languages, and many different eras or timelines or dimensions. I just heard. I'm like, ooh, I don't even understand that we've existed in. So it's like, that's, you know, these are, I love the way that they interpret this. There's many different ways to see the same kind of energy. So this isn't, as much as it seems like it's like, oh, everything's gonna be great. It's like, when the shit goes down, you better be ready, you know? When you draw this card, engage with these Natiru directly and see how they're part of your life now. Allow yourself to experience the love of Hathor and the allies that you can take with you as the face of the shadow in yourself and your situation. With the ensuing magical resolution, you can stand with humility before Wajé's towering power. Power, and that's the thing. This awakening is like, that's power. That's pure. Can anyone else feel that? I can feel that. Oh, that's it. Okay. I'm gonna have to get into this book a little bit, because there's like things about it I did not know. Like, we're in a whole different section of the book here, you see? And then there's these guys, 1415, 1098. Like, I went to card 5 here, and I'm like, wait, that's not right. there's these ones, the Roman numeral numbers as well. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. Okay, let's read 18 Kansu. That's in the actual numbers. I didn't even notice that one was a Roman numeral and one was a number. Like, I've loved Roman numerals and I've been writing in them since I was a kid. Even if you read my book, it was like all written in fucking... It's just bizarre. It's the funniest of things, but I like it. I like this with you today. We're almost done, don't worry. Card number 18, Kansu, Lunar Energies, Divine Timing, and Blood Magic. Nothing is mysterious to me because I am a Pisces, which is why I say blood magic, because that's very clear to me. Kansu is a lunar god who appears with as many faces as the phases of the moon. Did you hear that? A lunar god who appears with as many faces as the phases of the moon. Like the moon, he controls the tides and influences the weather. He's closely linked with Thoth, and like Thoth is seen as both the ibis and the baboon. Known as the wanderer, he is the protector of travelers and a measurer of time. A measurer of time. So if you're losing time, losing memories, seeing 10001, 00001, that's because your codes are being rewritten. Okay? This is upgrading. The moon, I like this. These lunar energies, this blood magic. Oh, ancestral blood magic, I just heard. Lottie-dottie. Got some friends in the Freemasonry, do we? Do you have some, you should look into your, I'm like, don't go on Ancestry.com. I totally would. Fearless. Fearless without, show your gifts. Be fearless. If you're righteous in your godhood and if you can stand in it, let them come for me, I say. Okay. Known as the Wanderer, he's a protector of travelers and a measurer of time. Kansu brings spiritual nourishment to our bodies and souls. He knows the exact timing in which we're ready to receive communion and eat the flesh of the gods, so that we may become as one of them. Kansu works on our behalf to fertilize our minds and hearts with the seeds of our own divinity. He engages the power of the moon to bring forth the healing rains that cleanse our old belief system. And he renews our DNA at a cellular level. Did you hear that? He governs the tides of the oceans and human emotions. Kansu is a great healer and said to be able to exorcise demons. He does this by honoring, feasting, and celebrating the diseases as they go away happy. Do you understand all of that? If you've chosen this card, it's now time to move forward in some situation. Okay, I don't like other people's interpretation of my cards, but I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that on so many levels. If we weren't 42 minutes into the second half of this reading, then I would go on, but that's going to be the end of it for today, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I have so much love for your being, and I respect you on many, many levels for taking the chance to transcend your mind's limitations and to be bold and not to take this laying down, because you are a true spiritual warrior. And we need all who are to stand up right now. And that just means stand up and go within. Fear not your true self. Fear not. Know thyself. Okay? Thank you so much. You guys are brilliant. 4334. We'll end it right there. I will see you on your next reading.